Hey everybody, this is Richie from the Metal Cell podcast. I want to welcome my co-hosts Danielle, Joe and Evan. How the hell are you lads?
Good.
Pretty good.
Doing real good.
Great to have you back. The last few weeks flew since the awards. It was nice to see John and Kieran eventually get their award.
It was a deadly looking award.
Done?
Yeah, it was class.
Was it like 3D printed or
3D
what?
print of the award, yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah, it was interesting, yeah. Could be the new
Looked class.
Fucking out of a deer's skull painted black.
You look class.
Yeah. So before we go any further, we need to give a big shout out to Jack O'Neill, who has retired from the forums. And we want to thank him for his contributions and his measured analysis throughout all the episodes.
Measured analysis, yeah. I love that. You couldn't even keep a straight face there. Like,
Pre-prepared statement.
Finances.
I'll address the rumours. Me and Jack have not broken up. It's not related to that. Like,
It's not, no.
You will never break up. The two of you are just meant for each other.
Yeah.
So he's
have to be meant for something.
He's been a busy bookal, writing music and involved in college. So he just says to wish everybody the best. And then we bought either are. I paid, what was it, 2 slabs of harp, was it, Joe, to get you onto the show?
Jesus, harp, like, don't Judas me with harp, lads.
They're winging it all the ways up to wherever you're hiding at this moment.
Lovely.
So welcome to the show, Joe, and thank you for replacing Jack.
Welcome,
No worries
Joe.
at all. Got plenty of spare time in my hands due to the current life of sitting about in the house drinking tins. Is
Yeah. All that spare time, and you're not even arse hanging up the picture behind you. Like.
got guitars sitting lying about. Much
That's
work to be done.
Yeah,
Welcome to the podcast.
That's where all the Metal Cell money is going to go.
Yep.
Nails.
Hooks from Mr. Price.
Yeah.
Great signing on fee, 2 crates of harp by no bother to you, Joe. Fair play.
Funny enough, at my dad's wake, someone came in with 2 crates of harp, and there was a discernible sigh in the room. Like everyone was, it was like one of my stepbrothers was sent out to go and get a bunch of beer for everyone, and he came back with 2 crates of harp, and everyone's like,
Yeah, I don't know how you've done it, but you've ruined this day.
Everyone was in top form until then.
Yeah.
I love how he started that sentence with funnily enough.
Yeah.
It must
I
be
love wake stories.
Is it the equivalent to Foster's for Aussies? Like, is it? Must be.
No, like it wasn't only a northern thing. It used to be that everyone in Dublin drank harp and stuff. I think it was just back in the 80s and stuff. You couldn't get
Yeah.
Budweiser or whatever in Ireland.
Or was it? It was brewed up north, was it?
No, they used to make it in Dundalk.
Oh, Dundalk. Okay. Yeah. Jesus Christ, that's mad. I had it. It's not the worst.
It's not the best either, but
What to get you for Christmas?
yeah.
No.
2 slabs of harp.
There you go. Get
The
me
equivalent of coal and beer.
Yeah.
that. So, actually, Danielle, your hoodie is here, but I'm waiting for the t-shirts to come, so that will be posted.
Oh, yeah. No,
All sold out now, are they, Richie?
Yeah.
great job.
What was the story with the tax as well? You got fucking goosed.
Brexit.
Huh?
Yeah. Just bad luck. The range was supposed to be out of hoodies and t-shirts, or supposed to be out in October for Halloween. And unfortunately, Colin was moving house, so that delayed the whole thing through no fault of his own, obviously. But then we went with Heck Press, and then
Sarah's great as well.
yeah,
Sarah
got
was
all the
great.
pre-order done, the whole lot, and she came in at great prices, and we were delighted. And then a week after the pre-order, or maybe a week and a half, she got back to me saying her equipment had broken down, and that it was coming across from somewhere in Europe, and it was a 4-week delay, and then it would take another 3 weeks then after that to do everything. So had to move from that then, and we shopped around a fair bit and settled on pins and knuckles through the crawling. And at that stage then I knew I was fucking goosed with Brexit. So it was just a case of how hard am I going to be hit? So it was, yeah, it was 262 euros on the hoodies. Import.
Is that from the UK, Richie, or where's that?
Import duty, yeah. Roughly around 870 per hoodie.
And the worst thing is they came out pink.
And the worst thing is
what a dose.
I didn't
they
have
actually
enough
came out.
They came out
with
unbelievable. They're brilliant.
Came out with the Union Jack on the back.
Yeah. That's on the inside.
That would be the worst.
That's on the inside.
You got 10% off that. Like, but they were like, look, you don't have to pay the 200 and something if we can just put like Union Jacks on the inside. Like,
wouldn't that be a dilemma?
They look deadly. Yeah. They look deadly.
Yeah, they look sick.
I seen everybody posting up their hoodies, and I was like, oh, I can't wait to get mine and post it up. But then you were saying like they were waiting for the t-shirts, so I can't wait. I'll do a double post now.
Yeah, they're fantastic. They are absolutely beautiful. For 35 euros as well. We wanted to keep the price really, low and
zip ups as well, aren't they?
Zip ups, yeah.
Yeah, I need to start getting more.
It's a great price for 35 euros. Like you've this massive cross in the front and artwork on the back for $35.
Richie,
delivered.
it doesn't matter. You sold them all. You can fucking tell them what kind of chumps they are.
Yeah.
Fucking idiots who bought them. Like.
Oh, they look deadly now in fairness.
But as soon as I got that import duty tax, I just went, Jesus Christ, bands need to know very fast what's going on.
Yeah, it's crazy.
I was actually reading something.
The guys in Evil.
Oh, go ahead, Joe.
Sorry, I was talking to the guys in Evil and a couple other bands, and they were just saying that they think they're only going to be able to play shows in England and Scotland and Wales from now on. Just because they said going to Europe is going to cost so much money.
That's it. Even like us, like bands in Ireland, usually going over to the UK is easy enough. But I think a lot of bands now will be looking at mainland, like kind of around Germany, is actually just a lot more of a feasible doing price-wise now. And there's a lot more gigs that you can do, which is, it's just odd now, like, because even you'll think a lot of... like if you're doing PR, we'll say like you're Kerrang, and there's just a lot of reputable magazines and like internet like websites and stuff that would be based in the UK that you would still be wanting to target. But going over there, you're not. It's going to be a lot harder to get over there unless you're getting some ridiculous deal supporting a massive band that you're going to be getting something decent every night. Which isn't going to happen. Like
Mental to the Masses, is that still going to be able to be a thing? Are you still going to be able to go to Bloodstock? Because
Baylor are playing Bloodstock, and I haven't a clue now.
And the crawling, the crawling will be fine, but
the big problem with it is the visas. Like, so it's like if you're an English band and you need 27 different visas or whatever. Like, even if you have to do 5. And it's the same thing for bands coming over to do Bloodstock and stuff. You already have to do a visa, but if it's going to be way more expensive, a lot of those bands will just say, we're better off coming over to Ireland or, staying in Europe or whatever.
Well, I think the thing with Irish bands, we're getting a lot of it because they'd be over in the UK anyway, that a good price they could come over. So I'm wondering if that's actually going to have some kind of effect. But what I was thinking the other day is like for smaller bands, like if you want to do a tour swap over in the UK, what I was thinking was, say you find a band, you message them being like, look, if you get flights, this is all of our gear. This is all the gear that we are going to be bringing on tour. Like if we headline at home, feel free to use whatever the fuck you want. I'm sure like putting in a few pedals in your bag, you're not going to get, I'm wondering if there's going to be any issues, and then do the same. So you're not actually even bringing over, like, I'm not going to be coming over with snare and cymbals and trying to pack things in a way that they're like, what are you coming over here for? And I was like, just to jam with a friend, like, But just to avoid that kind of visa thing, I'm wondering if that's an option where if UK and Irish bands like really pull together to be like, look, I'd love to get you guys over. This is all of our gear, because
I think that's what's going to happen, Evan. Because they're going to have to.
Yeah, they're not going to stop you. Like if you're traveling with a fucking guitar and they're like, do you have a visa? I was like, what?
I don't think
no
they
one
would care.
Could do that. Like,
I think what bands would end up doing is English bands could just fly into Belfast and then get the bus down, No one's going to annoy them doing that. It's just kind of more like the harder they make it for bands to go and play gigs in England and stuff. You know what it's like being in Ireland. It's like sometimes it can be, if a band doesn't come to England, there's no way they're going to come over here. They'll just stay in Europe, you know. So there's definitely no good side to it anyway.
No, and I think Andy from The Crawling as well, he's kind of panicking as well because he gets his merch from England, and I think they're now in a zone that they're going to be screwed. They'll still be caught for bringing stuff into the UK, even though they're up in Northern Ireland. And if they decide to get it down south of Ireland, they're still going to be caught as well. So now it's down to who's going to be printing T-shirts up in Northern Ireland to cater for all the Northern Ireland bands. Mental.
I was actually reading something there just before we came on that about like it's like a roadie. I know like now roadies aren't on the list of jobs in the UK or something like that, but I was also just reading a thing. There's a company that will like do transport for bands like all around Europe that are, a lot of it is based in the UK, that will, you know, have trucks of stuff going to each venue overnight traveling. And it's like it's not worth them doing that now. So from what I was reading, it's like their option is to kind of, I don't know if like liquidating the company is the right thing, but to set up a European branch of that company and just focus on that, because it'll be easier, because most of their work is going to be in Europe. So instead of just having to work with a travel thing, set up a European branch of it. You know, there was like 150 people working for it, and there was other ones that have like 280 with like 100 trucks, something like that. And there's going to be someone watching this now being like, I actually read the same article and that's not what it was, but I only read it for like 5 minutes because I nearly fell asleep. But that's crazy to think how much of that's people's full companies now that are like, right, we could be goosed with this, you know?
In the time of crisis, there will always be people that will profit from it. So
that's why we have drugs, man.
And a band will write a great song about Brexit, and it'll be all okay.
And they won't be able to play it on anywhere other than their local pub.
What you'll have is a few lads setting up printing one-stop shops here in the Republic.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's what Absurd now, like, I mean, I can imagine Absurd are going to get a lot more
They'll have to invest in more equipment, first of all, you know, because I would have went with them, and they promised me, they said, look, we're going to step up to the Americans, you know, so stuff like that. Yeah, they'll have to.
I'd have faith in Alex now.
It's top
to get it done. Like he does ours. We've had minimal issues. Like I think when we started with him, he was actually just starting out. I know it was Chris from Baylor that kind of was going in it with him. I don't know if he's involved in it anymore, but it was very like, we're starting out, you're starting out, we'll figure all this out together. But as it's going, it's great to see, like, you know, he's getting quicker, and even the way he packages things.
Yeah.
Like, you know, he has them rolled and he has the Absurd sticker, and it's just, you'll fit a lot more in one box rather than have to do 2 boxes and then refold everything. And
or even like you see the God Alone, like organic t-shirt. The new one they put up. That was really cool, because I have the old one and I'm like, I want the new one now as well. Even the way it was photoed was really professional, and I thought it was really well advertised, I thought.
In saying that, I have 2 God Alone t-shirts of the same, because I think there was a rush order, and I think it happened to Baylor t-shirts as well.
It's like the gold one.
The gold one.
The Gucci one,
one wash and it came off. But to be fair to Alex, he just got a whole new thing done, sent them out. I was at a gig in Portland, and I can't remember which one the lads now was it, but we're like, Evan, you're I'm fucking sitting there steaming on the benches outside. I was like, your t-shirt was fucked, was it? I was like, it was, yeah. And they came back and just handed me a t-shirt, and I bought t-shirts from a band that night, so I was walking around with a jacket like filled with different t-shirts. Like, you know, it would have been perfect to rob a gaff and just come out and just keep changing it and coming back in. Like, or if I got kicked out anywhere, I'd be like, well, no, that wasn't me. My t-shirt was faded gold. Now it's perfect gold. What are you talking about?
Yeah, we'll wait and see. So first of all, we've got a few songs to review. I think the first one lined up is Cell Games. Cell Games. So Cell Games, I got a bit of an old blurb on them. Cell Games are a product of turn of the century sounds meeting 2020 circumstances. They first played together as a part of a tribute to commemorate Linkin Park frontman Chester Bennington in Fibber McGee's. The two quickly realised that lots of people still feel a connection with the sort of music they grew up with and decided to collaborate on an original material. While searching for people to fill the slots for a live band, the pandemic hit and threw all and any plans for a loop. But Foy and Carl took advantage of this time to really focus on their concepts and record their first single, Lament Configuration. And it is Max on vocals, Max Foy on vocals, and guitarist Tristan Carl. We'll give it a listen here and we'll get a bit of feedback then.
Give it a fucking flash.
Y'all can hear it, yeah?
Yeah. Yep. Y'all can hear it now.
Okay, goes on there for a bit, but Danielle, let's start with you.
Okay, so there's been, like anyone listening to the podcast knows I'm a big fan of nu metal. This tune, I kind of, some of it was reminiscent of the past nu metal, and I enjoyed that, but the vocals weren't my thing.
Okay.
I didn't enjoy the vocals. Sometimes I found they were even offbeat, things like this. But I thought, afterwards, I was like, oh, I'm not sure if I enjoyed that. But afterwards, I did find the chorus was stuck in my head. So I'd like to hear more of them to kind of make a proper judgment. But I suppose, I think the vocals weren't exactly what I enjoy. But I suppose I'd like to hear a bit more. And I thought the riff was quite catchy. But that's kind of where I lied with that.
Okay, so thumbs up still? Or
kind of like, if it was like Gladiator, my thumb would just be stuck like this.
There you go.
Yeah.
That's all right. That's good. Yeah. Joe?
Probably not really my kind of style of music, but kind of, I suppose it's the same as a lot of people are doing. There's people out there kind of doing 70s or early 80s new album kind of revivalist stuff, or we're doing kind of thrash revivalist stuff. So there's definitely a big fan base of this kind of stuff. I think it's really impressive that it sounds so good for, I remember when first demos always sounded horrendously bad, so it's crazy now that people can just out of the gate have something that sounds really good.
That's a good point.
I'm not endorsing the content, but I think sonically it sounds pretty good,
Yeah. So Joe, give us a thumbs.
I don't like this kind of music really, so I would say no for me, but keep at it.
Yeah, fair enough. Ev?
I think it's quite cringy, to be straight up. I think I'll echo what Joe said with the production and stuff. Sound is great. My issue with it seems more how do I describe it now? It's more imitation than inspiration, if that makes sense. Like, I
sounds like something we've heard before.
Yeah, like I agree with you as well in saying that I actually would really love to hear what they do. I think like for that opening riff, it sounds like they were like, okay, we'll do something that's like early Limp Bizkit, even with the guitar tone and stuff. I'd like to see what they could do, like just writing, like you're getting bands like Vane that have that kind of nu metal, but it's a modern nu metal thing. I think the song is like, wouldn't have made Tony Hawk's, but it would have made like Sean Palmer's snowboarding. Do you know what I mean? But
PlayStation 1, yeah.
Yeah, like I will definitely follow the band. I think I saw the video as well, and I think the video is very like tongue in cheek. Like they know it's cringy. Like, do you know what I mean? I think they're playing up to every stereotype, which I get what they're doing. Like. Yeah, there is a self-awareness to it, which like doesn't make me hate it, but it does make me want to kind of see what they can do by being themselves. Like, see what they can be by being people that listen to that rather than sound like what they want to be. Like, or how do I describe this now? It's like people that's their influence rather than this is who we want to be. So we're going to take this part from this and this part from this. I think they could really come up with something great if they use it just as inspiration rather than as like blocking out.
Maybe they are.
Yeah, I agree with you there. Like you could see that really getting a crowd going as well.
Yeah, like the way I looked at it. The way I looked at it, I really liked the opening riff and the way the vocals kind of sat nicely on it.
I actually didn't see any issue with the vocals going off at all, to be honest.
Yeah, but I wasn't sure about the rap section. It's not my cup of tea anyway, but like you could see it, the intensity.
Professionally kind of done is how I would describe it. Like not like a fan of the content, but like
the intensity of the song just dropped off as soon as he started rapping. I can understand why he did it, but then the dual vocals kicked in because the chorus is so fucking catchy.
Yeah,
it really
that's
drives the song.
They do have the ability to write something really good. I
mean, again, we always compare what would that song sound live in a packed venue with that chorus. People will be fucking.
They'll be baiting into each other like.
Yeah.
I'd bait into people at this stage.
I would bait you at this gig, Evan.
And the song
do that anyway. Like
the song finishes strongly as well. I like the way it finishes strongly as well.
Yeah,
so it's a thumbs up from me anyway. Definitely. Well done, lads. We'd be interested to hear how they progress. Again, for anybody that wants to check them out, they're called Cell Games, and shout out to Max and Tristan there. The next one is Devils in the Detail. So check this out. It's called Cannibalistic Martyr. It's coming up. Okay, so just to give a bit of detail, excuse the pun on the band, they're a three-piece from Belfast, formed in June 2020. The band consists of Ethan, Rory and Brett on drums. The influences that range is Behemoth, Periphery, Alice Cooper, imagine. They've just released their debut EP, A Love Lost in Rage. The band hopes to hit gigs hard when they come back in the near future, and Josh Robinson produced it. Anyone want to start? And Joe, we'll go with you first for that.
I thought this was pretty good. Like, whenever you told us that it started in June 2020, I was like, friggin' hell, that's like 8 months ago. So again, really impressive that bands can just off the bat be coming out with stuff that sounds really good. And like, again, I'm probably not a massive fan of this sort of music, but I thought it was just done with a load of conviction and really, really brilliant drumming and good guitar riffing. So thumbs up for me.
Yeah, and three-piece as well. Fucking hell.
I'm looking forward to seeing that live now.
Yeah,
see how 100%.
That works.
Okay, Danielle, go for it, yeah.
Yeah, I really enjoyed this. I thought this was class. I could feel the anger in myself when I was listening to it. Like, I could feel it was a real therapy song. Like, I could listen to this, and after I listened to it, I feel better about myself. If I had to like really critique it, the only part that I wasn't a big fan of was the clean vocals in the middle. I'm generally a fan of throwing in clean vocals, but it wasn't my favorite part in this. But overall, I really enjoyed this, and as Joe said there, the fact that they only started in 2020 is insane. Yeah. Like, unbelievable. Can't wait to hear more from them.
I think the songwriting for a band just started in June is fucking great. Yeah. Really, really good. Like, I'm really excited to. It's kind of like a trivium. Like, I think all those kind of things came to like a trivium sound. A band that I wouldn't be really into, but very impressive. I think my only critique, and Josh is probably going to fucking knock me around the place for this, but I just think that the drums sound a little bit like they sound programmed, and I know they're not because I checked. I went onto the band's Facebook page and I could see there were it's not just like a home demo thing. Like, it sounds fucking great. I just think the drums are a little bit too kind of like if they were programmed, but that's more of a personal preference thing. But like the mix, everything fits well. It's a band now that like if a band that I'd actually be willing, like, if they want to get onto me about coming down to Cork to sometime, would be I'd love to see that, you know, live, because especially as a three-piece, like, it's one thing going in recording that. I would love to see that with the guitarist playing those lines and doing the vocals over it. That would be extremely impressive.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, because I mean the way the song starts, the actual tone of the opening riff, you're going, fucking hell, this catches straight away. And that's Josh as well.
Yeah. That's Josh is fucking great at what he does. I think the songwriting is there. Like,
I think it's like new metal, like, as in it's where new metal needs to go, kind of a thing. Because I think a lot of people are doing new metal in the way it used to be, but this is a progressive way of doing it, in my opinion, anyway.
I'd say kids on Paul Street fucking years ago and Kieran Street would have loved that with their Trivium hoodies and shit. And that's not a thing against the band, but it has
I
that
love
vibe
it, and I was that type of people.
Like, I think that will really resonate with a lot of people that were into that.
Yeah, really excited to see more from them anyway.
Yeah, and I mean, as well, like, give them credit, like, there's three major changes through that song, and they had the balls to do it as well. Like, there's, like, as you said,
give them credit as if we've been shitting on them. Like,
like, I mean, for the new bands,
give them
brand
credit.
New bands, like, fucking hell,
fair play to them. Like, absolutely fair play to them. That's something now I'd be fucking looking forward to seeing.
100%.
And as I said, the kind of clean vocals threw me. I wasn't expecting that as the song was coming along, and bizarrely, because then there was this kind of a string section. Jesus Christ, the solo work, the guitar work is fucking unbelievable.
Like, I have a feeling that Josh had a big hand in that. Like, I think that guy sees like the bigger picture of what thing. Like, I don't know, obviously, like, I don't know if the lads came in being like, oh, we want a string thing there, but I wouldn't be surprised if Josh was like, wait a minute now. I have an idea. Just because
I know.
Yeah, I know what to do here. Like, because it's a ballsy move for a band to have that kind of thing for a first release. Like, you know.
And it sounds, as I said, fucking spectacular. Yeah, big.
I've been trying to get a fiddle solo in REP, but the lads won't do it. Like, we'll tell you that after anyway.
Yeah. Okay, she's back.
Super sorry about that, but
no, you're grand.
It's your body, girl. You do what you want.
Thanks, girl. Nature calls, and Marilyn Manson's not here, so. Sorry, this is my first time being drunk on the podcast.
Yeah,
you could have fooled me.
Yeah, and I'm hoping you edit like from coming into that. Like, we're not just going to go, okay, go. Now we're in.
Okay, so the final track we're having a look at is from Lugosi, from Dublin. And there's J.M. Burr, Alan Morton, Neil Wright, and James Rooney. Shout out to the lads. It was recorded and mixed in Track Mix Studios, Michael Richards. And they actually have announced that they've got a US distribution deal for their new album, Video Nasty, on March the 12th. It's a stateside independent label, Ruined Vibes, home of Nick from Queens of the Stone Age, Nick Olivieri. So they were formed in 2016. They're influenced by, obviously, horror, beer, books, movies, and they're best described as a sonic, I like this, Ed Wood movie. Do you like that description, Joe? Transmitted through rock and roll. And
I like these guys. I've heard some of their stuff before. They've like had some songs about stuff like Creepshow and 80s horror movies.
Yeah, I knew you would, man. The debut album was released only in 2019. It's called Rise from the Grave, and this song that I'm playing you is new out, and it's called They Came from Outer Space. So let's start her up.
I wish it was called I Came in Outer Space.
Okay, Joe, do you want to take that one first?
Oh yeah, I've listened to a little bit of their stuff before. It's like a pretty big scene. The whole, like, they're called Lugosi, and there was a band called Karloff that used to tour around years ago around the UK and Ireland, who were kind of same thing, horror punk.
Or is Karloff like?
Yeah, so like, you know, it's you just Christopher Lee or whatever is the name of the next one. So I don't know. I think that this one's probably a wee bit of a departure for them because their past stuff has been very just, you know, misfitsy. I suppose biggest criticisms would be like he really does sound like an American, you know, and like I really like it whenever bands kind of sound a bit more like where they're from instead of sort of putting on an American accent or whatever. And probably like something that you said last time, Evan, sometimes, you know, you can hear some like dodgy triggers on toms and things like that. On like I think that it sounds good in fair play and track mix, but sometimes you can just hear toms and stuff that you're just like, it's, you know, all trigger.
Yeah, or that was recorded in a separate room on a separate day, like, you know, that kind of thing.
Which, like, you know, that's the kind of thing is like you either make albums sound like, you know, like Angel Witch, where it's supposed to kind of sound a bit shit or something, or you try and make it compete. So that's like, and that's what we do. That's what most people do. So, I think for play to them, they'll probably be on the go in 20 years' time. You know, just because, as I said, there's a big following for that kind of music, you know. So
thumbs up, Joe.
Yeah, the theremin solo was amazing.
Yeah, it's unusual for bands to use that actually,
and the bass tone was awesome as well. Like, you don't often get that.
Yeah, Ev.
Definitely not my thing. I'll say, like, it's not that I didn't enjoy it. It's one of those bands that if they were playing, someone I've like, because I've known about them for a while. I've seen like live videos. There was a gig that they played with Witch Kicker, fucking, I don't know when that was now, 45 years ago at this stage, I don't know, but they seem like great crack. Do you know what I mean? Like that, it's like the thing with the Magna Pinna. Like I think those two bands would mesh very well. Like I think a tour between the two of them would be great.
Good fun.
Wouldn't like, didn't like, I wasn't buzzing off the tune, but I respected it at the same time because it's not something that I'd be into, but would definitely like to hear more. I've listened to a few other things. The video is like it's like a super low budget, like almost like 80s or not even 80s, like 70s horror movie.
Yeah, Alan,
like obviously done during
the
like
band did it. Yeah,
and I things like that. I'm like, yeah, great, yeah, absolutely. Like, not my thing, but I'd give it a thumbs up because something about the band that I'm like, yeah, they do the thing, and even though it's not my thing, I know they do that well, and I just wouldn't be the kind of ambassador for it. Like,
Danielle?
Actually, fuck it, I am.
The ambassador. Wasn't my thing as well. I suppose I could really see them supporting Electric Six in the Academy. I think that would be a
very specific, and I like
specific.
That.
I think that would be a really fun gig. I like that they're fun, and you know they don't care what you think. They're fun.
Yeah.
I enjoyed the riffs. I thought they were very catchy. The vocals weren't my. Again, it was kind of echoing what Joe said. The kind of American accent put on wasn't my thing, but overall I think if they were playing I'd probably enjoy to see them, but I definitely think they could get the Academy going with the right kind of headliner, so I think Electric Six would be a good headliner with those. But yeah, kind of as Joe was saying, that their other stuff is kind of different, so I'd kind of like to hear a bit more from them. And
they have a great song called "We're Here to Drink Blood." Actually, that's a fucking class.
Is that
song.
One of their first ones?
No, it's the single before this one. It's really fast and really misfitting.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
I picked up. Did any of you pick up Tin Lizzy "Bad Reputation" vibe off the opening riff? No.
Yeah. Slower version of it.
Yeah.
Actually, now that we bring it up, the last song, "Devil in the Details," there's like a clean singing part, and I'm hoping now, Metal Cell viewers, figure this out for me. But listen to that song; it's at the 2-minute 50-second mark. I remembered it. For some reason, I think it's a David Bowie melody. It's something anyway. Someone will listen to it and know it. it's a melody for something and I can't figure it out. About an hour before we started, I was like humming it. Like there's a part he goes down, but the melody I'm thinking it goes up, and I can't fucking figure out what it is. And I'm not going to sleep.
On a postcard to Evan. Okay.
Yeah.
But so I picked up the Tin Lizzy vibe, and then that bass part then is in the 2-minute mark. That's pure Rime of the Ancient Mariner by Iron Maiden.
Oh,
do you know? It is like it's fucking. It's put there nicely.
Wait, do you like Iron Maiden, Richie? Or
I know Iron Maiden.
Who likes Iron Maiden?
Early days Iron Maiden up to summer.
Who likes Iron Maiden? Who likes Iron Maiden?
But I don't know, the two verses that the singer sings is kind of very basic. I think that section of the song leaves it down. That's the only criticism I have. It just when he's singing the lyrics there, just kind of it's a bit dull. But then, as I said, he lifts it then for the chorus. And what's that thing that they use, Joe? Is it a theremin?
Theremin, yeah.
So good. It's
the worst theremin impression.
I think part of it, like people like Rob Zombie and Alice Cooper and stuff.
Love it, yeah.
I think it's one of those things that, like, in that sort of music, you would expect to hear something like that at the start of the tune, you know, like fucking Marilyn Manson type thing. And then you're like, oh, right, okay, I know I'm in this sort of territory here.
Yeah.
But it's a really cool song. You know, they're a band I would absolutely love to see live, 100%. The sooner they get down to Cork, the better, in my opinion, because they'd be perfect in Fred's or Limerick. Yeah, cool. You know,
or anywhere for anyone watching.
Yes. So well done, lads. Another thumbs up all around, more or less. Now we get to the main section of the show. The best and worst replacement singers in metal. Yeah.
Yes.
Was there? I struggled with some of this.
I have a little.
I have a shit.
I did my homework.
Yeah,
it's easy to get. It's easy to get the best of them, but the worst ones. Is the problem.
This is my issue now. Like I got a lot of fucking great ones, but trying to find really shit ones, because usually, I think the more ye talk, the more I'll pretend I've done more research. Like,
yeah. I think Joe will appreciate a few of mine, because obviously we kind of like the same stuff.
Because you're old. Sorry. Because
we're old, yeah.
I'm joking.
What did he?
As the youngest
Andy Clark called us the vulnerable, is it?
I'm the vulnerable.
We'll be getting the vaccine pretty soon, Richie, man.
Yeah, you'll be at gigs before us. Like,
that's the thing, like.
Yeah.
God damn my perfect health.
Pissing into a nappy.
I'd piss into nappy to go to the gig, like, you know.
I do for the crack. It just seems really like, you're way.
We're not going down the rabbit hole, I apologise.
No, why we never go down rabbit holes. I want to go down. We never ever go down them,
Evan, because we never come back, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so
acid, man.
So what'll we do? Will we start with?
Let's start by age. Like, let's go back to Sabbath. Has to be the first one, right? Really?
Yes, like, that's on mine.
See, I left all them out because I felt like they were very they were very obvious.
Yeah, go on. Let's debate it anyway. Go on, Sabbath. Which one? Ian Gillan.
Ian Gillan, Tony Martin.
I like Tony Martin, so do. But like,
I like Ian Gillan.
I'm going to throw a wild one out there and say Black Sabbath are not Black Sabbath without Ozzy Osbourne, and that's in the story. And I include Dio in that.
No.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine.
I think Black Sabbath were at their biggest with Ozzy.
Yeah,
but
they're at their best.
Their biggest, like they sold the most during that time, and they were some people were introduced to, like, if you were to give somebody a Black Sabbath album, it's going to have Ozzy on it. You know, that's like, this is, a lot of people don't even know that there was any other singer other than Ozzy Osbourne. Do you know what I mean? And
they shouldn't.
Well, the like, Richie, you will agree with me, man. The Heaven and Hell album at the time.
That's.
Okay, wait, no.
Man.
Okay,
I love that album. Mob Rules, man.
Okay, take it from someone like me, right, who just came in, started listening to Black Sabbath. It's all Ozzy. And then Dio's thrown in. I'm not saying it's bad. I'm not at all saying it's bad, but it doesn't sound the same. And it's kind of like, should it have been...
Because they're two different people, do you know?
But even the riffs and everything aren't the same. It doesn't feel the same. I kind of think...
I guess that's the progression of a band, though. Like, not every album's good. Like, if Ozzy was singing on that, would you have said that? Because is Ozzy a comfort for you?
Hang on a while.
Ozzy wouldn't have worked in Heaven and Hell. Like, I can't hear Ozzy on Heaven and Hell.
You know what? You're right. Correct. I agree with you. Danielle, bit of respect, please. Come on. Danielle, I agree with you there on Ozzy. It wouldn't have worked with Heaven and Hell with Ozzy. You're right, because they'd have to change certain things.
Neon Nights? No.
But what I did on my research is what I'm going to treat myself is I'm going to listen to Ian Gillan with Black Sabbath, because I've never properly done that, and I'm going to listen to that over the weekend, because I think
you can say it right now, really I was going to take a piss, but I'll hold it.
Go on, yeah.
I have a few funny stories, because my I was brought up with Deep Purple, because that's the first thing. My dad's favourite band is Deep Purple since he was 14. And apparently when Ian Gillan joined the band, he was like, oh yeah, cool. And he was so fucked. He said, I don't really remember my time with Black Sabbath. He said he was so fucked on stage that he'd be like singing a song, but they had to have like the auto cue in front of him. But he said like the dry ice would be coming on, and he'd be down on the stage like trying to swish it away, trying to read the lyrics, because he was absolutely warped out of it. Bill Ward doesn't remember recording that album. Wow. And Geezer Butler said that when I seen the album cover, you know, that baby that's like,
yeah,
he's
terrific,
like, I literally vomited when I sobered up and realized what the album cover was. So it's interesting. Yeah. Literally vomited when I seen what the album cover was.
It's nice to have a buyer's perspective of your own album after you've released it, though. That's rare.
Actually, there's Geezer Butler on the Tombs t-shirt.
That's it, yeah.
Boom.
That's it. No, yeah.
It's a weird one, though, isn't it? Because like Deep Purple are one of those bands that people don't really like. The replacement singer's the popular one, isn't it? Like, no one really likes. It's the same as Priest. No one likes the first guy, and everyone likes the replacement, and then everyone hates, you know, the replacement kind of like.
Yep, 100%. There's a lot of bands like that, like Iron Maiden, another one. You know, some people do like Paul Di'Anno. That's on my list, by the way.
Yeah, but let's go on to it then. Do you want to go for a piss there, Evan?
I would actually love to go for a piss. You talk about Iron Maiden now. To be honest, I don't actually care about Iron Maiden. I just love the reaction I get when I say Iron Maiden are shit. I have no feeling towards Iron Maiden, but before I take a piss, I'm going to say Iron Maiden are fucking shit. I wish we just did live streams and this getting things. It's sending me death threats. T12D3H4.
Cut all that out, Richie.
Though, doesn't he?
He's a fabulous moustache. He actually looks like a World War I veteran or something. But yeah, I actually have Iron Maiden on my list here because Paul Di'Anno to Bruce Dickinson, great changeover. It worked really well. Some people are still big fans of Paul Di'Anno, but then Dickinson to Blaze Bayley.
That's on my worst.
Yeah, it's on my worst too. What was that? It's like if you went. If you're like, okay, I'm going to get a singer, I'm going to go on to Wish and I'm going to get a singer. And Wish posted you a singer 7 weeks later and it was Blaze Bayley. That's what you fucking get.
Of Wolfsbane.
Like, I was going to say to you though, Richie, do you remember, like, whenever Wolfsbane started out, like, he was considered an awesome singer.
He was,
like, he's a really handsome dude, and, like, you know, was
them and the Almighty, Joe. The two of them really started out well. Remember the Almighty?
I don't know what way that happened. Like, by the time, like, 1995 came along, like, Blaze didn't look good, and he couldn't sing, and it just was...
Boost.
He really looks like a knockoff Bruce Dickinson as well. Like he just try. Oh no.
Yeah. Do you think that was like in some way?
But they made 2 albums
with the band. Like
they did 2 virtual.
Me and my mates were having a conversation about this. So it's like, yes, those albums are shit, but like, see the albums before it, like Fear of the Dark and No Prayer for the Damned, they're pretty shit as well. Like, you know. There's one or two good songs.
There's people going fucking mental.
I hope they are. Yeah,
people going mental at that. But that song
Be
Fear
Quick
the
or Be
Dark
Dead
is
great tune.
That's a great live song. You know.
Yeah, but sure, that's there's one or two good tunes. Like they're going off the back of having all good songs on their albums in the 80s. You know, so
yay, I agree.
So I don't know. Like I suppose that it's a toughie, and I would say Priest is exactly the same thing. Whenever like Halford left, people definitely stopped caring about the band and stuff, and I suppose that was the times. But people don't have the same animosity. You know, some people like Ripper Owens' singing, so they're like, yeah, it's okay. But
they went from arenas to more or less club.
But actually, Joe, I think that's right. It's animosity. Like people were like, "Oh, I'm not into it." They didn't like fucking destroy the entire band. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, I think there was less of that than there was. Like, I mean, I just think Rob Halford's actually the only person in Judas Priest that I actually know the name of. Like, I know a shit ton of Judas Priest songs, but it's Rob Halford. Like, you know, he is Judas Priest.
I think that Ripper, like, he's one of those singers, kind of like John Bush, like where he can sing a version of the way the songs are supposed to go, you know? So, like, it's not a Blaze situation where he's up there totally murdering the songs, you know? And I think those are always the worst ones, where it's like, you know, they get a replacement singer in, you know, who's a million miles away, you know, or just can't do the gig, you know?
And you know what I will say? Something very similar is Alice in Chains.
They're on my list, yeah.
On my list.
Same.
Lane Staley, dead. Fucking legend. I wouldn't even be half the person I am if it wasn't for Alice in Chains. But having someone replace Lane Staley, I think, was the easiest transition, because, like, obviously people are going to be like, wow, he's not Lane. He's not trying to be Lane.
No, he's not. That's the thing.
And that's what made me love William DuVall, is like, I remember, was it Check My Brain was the first like single that
they released?
Okay, how many have you ever seen him live? Have you seen Lane and William live?
No, I actually
seen William live. I've seen William live, yeah.
Okay.
So no, I actually haven't, but either way, live, whatever. I think like it's.
No, you have to produce it live.
Oh, he fucking every single video I've watched, any friend that has gone to see him is the same thing. And I think within, like, we'll call it the Alice in Chains like community. He's not. It's not like what.
He's not hated. That's what you're saying.
He's not. I think people are very respectful of the fact that they know if you want to hear, because, like, you know, Jerry Cantrell's solo stuff is great.
Yep.
It's sick. Degradation Trip, like, fuck me, it's so, that probably would have been the next Alice in Chains album, but like, it is Alice in Chains when you have Sean Kinney drumming. Is like, you know, like, something about that guy is what makes, for me, Alice in Chains, apart from Jerry Cantrell. Like, but having, sorry, I was just about to go off on a big drummer thing, but I think William DuVall now is, people aren't like, obviously you get like on YouTube comments and shit, people like, he's not Lane. I'm like, that, you know, Lane,
nobody can be.
Yeah, like, Lane is
he can produce all the old songs and sing them perfectly. That's the difference.
But he doesn't imitate. He doesn't go, yeah, like, he's not doing that vibrato thing. Yeah.
And coming back to my list here, right? Okay, so I had William DuVall on my great list because he doesn't imitate. He does his own version of it, and it's brilliant. It's great.
Unapologetically, too. He's just like, whatever, man, I'm doing my thing.
Stone Temple Pilots, Jeff Gutt rips Scott Weiland to the bone. He just tries to be him too much, and I don't like him.
I couldn't agree more.
I've seen him, like, I'm not...
He dresses like him a lot, too. I've seen gigs where he actually does a...
I'm not a big Stone Temple Pilots fan, as in... But not on choice.
Bennington was with Stone Temple Pilots after.
Are we well? Yeah.
Am I wrong?
Yeah, Chester Bennington was with him, but they've had a few people like playing with him.
So they auditioned. I'm not a big, like, as in not. I'm not a big fan of choice kind of thing. I've never gotten into them, but I started listening to a few of their tunes, and I went to Copenhagen.
They've had a lot of replay. Like everyone that joins Stone Temple Pilot dies. So that's
better
like
not join them.
Everyone that's fully. The lads are just like.
Go on, Danielle. 2 seconds. Who are you on about though? Which singer are you on about?
I'm on about Jeff Gutt. He's our current singer.
Oh, okay. And have they recorded with him?
I think they've recorded with him.
I don't know if they, but he was on like American Idol or something as well.
So, yeah, he was on American Idol, and he auditioned to be part of them. They put out an audition for us.
In Excess did the same thing.
Yes.
In Excess did the same thing.
Exactly. So I seen them at Copenhagen, and I'm not a massive Stone Temple Pilots fan, and I wouldn't claim to be. Not in the sense of I don't like them. It's I've never gotten into them. Do you know?
Never delved properly. Like never.
Yeah, I know it's a rabbit hole. I know it's a rabbit hole I can go down and I would enjoy. But I remember I was at Copenhagen and I was watching them and I was like, this guy is literally trying to be Scott Weiland.
Yeah.
He's copying all his moves. He's he had that like way on stage of. He almost felt uncomfortable in his own body. That's what he looked like. And it was great to watch. It was fantastic to watch. But this guy feels like he's trying to imitate him, and I don't like it.
But in saying that, he is like, he's coming for somewhere like American Idol or whatever the fuck. Yeah. It is American Idol he was on. Yeah, it is.
But what was the reaction, Danielle, with the fans?
People were just like...
They didn't care. Like, were they just fucking...
at the gig.
At the gig,
I don't know. Like they were on it kind of.
She was in one of the porta potties at the time, fucking dropping a yoke. Like
it was in Copenhagen. I hadn't a clue what I was at.
Girl, do you remember you were telling me you were fizzy bumming? Do you remember that was you called me? Do you remember?
Fizzy, I did. Yeah. I had no credit over there.
What's fizzy bumming?
Yeah.
Joe,
can you even guess?
I don't even know what he's talking about.
You shove a pill up your arse.
Oh my goodness!
That's an exclusive here. This
is why I'm the youngest on this show. I don't know what you're talking about.
Jeez.
Anyway,
you're well capable, girl. Now don't put yourself down like that. You could fizzy bum with the best of them, like.
Sure, look, I didn't enjoy Stone Temple Pilots that day, and I don't enjoy what he's doing now.
And Richie was there,
old enough. Yeah. But anyway, so Velvet Revolver played that venue, the Ambassador, up at the top of
O'Connell Street, yep.
With Slash, and it was fucking spectacular.
Yeah, Slither was a fucking banging tune. Like
he was some frontman. Wow, that was him in his prime. So yeah, I've got one for you. I've got Mike Patton replacing Chuck Mosley of Faith No More.
I have that as well. I have that
here. Look, Chuck Mosley, Faith No More.
Yeah.
Like there are people who are fans, though, weren't there? It's not.
Oh yeah.
It's not one of those things like where people hate them. And I guess because in the early days they were so, like, it was insanely aggressive funk. You know. And like, very underground. Like,
it was almost Mr. Bungle-esque, like.
But like, but that's the only band that Mike Patton was in at the time, and that was his high school band. So coming from that into Faith No More, and within 2 weeks of joining Faith No More, he wrote The Real Thing, which was Grammy nominated.
Yeah.
Insane.
What a fucking loser.
And he was
How dare he?
Well younger than the lads, like. I'd say it was like probably 10 years.
There's a weird thing between those two guys. Anthony Kiedis and Mike Patton hate each other, so they do.
Why?
I remember watching some, like, do you know when you get lost in YouTube recommended videos? I swear to God, a good while ago, I got lost in one of those videos where it's like facts, and I'm just sitting there not caring or not knowing what's going on, but being like, what a bastard. Oh, no way. I'm never going to listen to that band again. And then just remembered it now, like.
Thanks, you just disrupted Joe's thought pattern.
No, I was agreeing with Joe. Like,
what was I talking about?
What we on about? Have you got the beef, Joe? Can you remember it?
Tell me the inside story.
It was in
Anthony Kiedis. Like,
Anthony Kiedis was accusing Mike Patton of ripping off his style.
Ugh.
And if you look at the videos for The Real Thing, it's a lot of him with his like long kind of hair.
Yeah, the undercut thing. Yeah.
So. And you know what? Like, it's probably just that's how fucking everyone was behaving at that time.
Hello, has anyone seen Jason Newsted back then? You know, all.
Yeah, but like he wasn't like the like I get
I'm
where he's coming
talking
from.
to you. Do.
Yeah.
So, Anthony Kiedis got the Infectious Grooves, or not Infectious Grooves, Mr. Bungle, kicked off a couple of festivals and stuff like that.
Didn't they dress as the Chili Peppers or something?
Yeah.
What? Yeah. That's fucking brilliant. Like,
nuts.
Yeah, that new Mr. Bungle album is outstanding as well.
Yeah, it's class.
Yeah, aren't they demos or something? Like they're kind of...
No, it's a proper... It started out as demos, but it's a proper album.
What about Sepultura then? Because
I knew it would come up.
I had that down, but
I know it.
Because I think a lot of people do like Derek.
I love Derek.
But I think a lot of people who like him would say they would also prefer Max to be back.
Yeah, I prefer Max, but one thing I will say is I remember when I was younger, their cover of Bullet the Blue Sky by U2. I remember hearing that Bullet the Blue Sky, and I remember listening to that in my room, and my dad came in and was just like, fucking, when the fuck did you give a shit about U2? And I was like,
who?
I was sitting there being like, what are you talking about, boy? But I didn't realize that was a U2 cover, and that I think he's actually really good. I think the reason that I still love Sepultura is Eli Casagrande, because he's probably the best drummer to me in the entire world at the moment.
Fucking unbelievable drummer.
I just think he's no nonsense. But for me, it's I'd be you could have I could be the singer for Sepultura and listen back.
I can't believe Jack didn't listen to Sepultura immediately after Max left. And I don't give a shit. I've seen Sepultura countless times, and you give me any fan that loves Max and you bring him into a live fucking venue and stand them in front of Derek Green and the boys, and he will be fucking blown away, because they are absolutely a beast.
He is a beast is the exact word I was looking for. Front man.
And they're deadly people as well. They're really, really down to earth and nice.
Have you met them? Have you?
We toured with them in England, and we toured with Soulfly as well, and they were all dicks. And
Soulfly were dicks.
It's not that Max was a dick, but Gloria and all the people around him were wankers, and it was just a really hostile atmosphere. And
the penetration to actually get to them was hostile before you even get to them.
But Sepultura were just all super nice guys wearing flip flops. It's gold.
Shit is fuck. Yeah.
And you're
it is.
But I don't know. It's one of those things, isn't it? Where as much as you love the replacement, I was happy with John Bush in Anthrax. He was.
This is one of my ones. This is one of mine.
But I prefer Joey. So when Joey came back, it was as much as I like John Bush, I'm happy to see Joey.
I went against it.
I think Joey is Anthrax.
No, it's Anthrax. Sorry.
Joey is Anthrax. I agree with you. Yeah, that's fair enough. But when John Bush came in, he brought him to a different level. And I was genuinely...
I actually haven't listened to any of the stuff. Well, I have, but
it's fucking
not as much as I would otherwise.
That's my opinion. Good stuff. I thought I was gutted. I was gutted when Joey Belladonna came back.
But by the same token, man, would you not say that you're I presume you're an Armored Saint fan, are you? You're not happy to see him back making albums with Armored Saint?
I saw Armored Saint live as well, man. They're fucking class. Yeah. But as he just brought Anthrax, when Anthrax were Lost Man, he came in and fuck me, what he did, was it 3 albums with him?
Was it?
Yeah. Yeah. Man, he just brought my love back for him. It was just a different animal with him. And Scotty, and they all rose their playing to him. It's some of them songs like Black Lodge, Safe Home. Incredible. And I was genuinely gutted when Joey came back. I just went, Jesus Christ. And I think now their last release and the release before that, very poor. So
really?
Yeah. You should write them a letter.
Yeah.
Because he does look so genuinely unhappy. So you're
yeah.
I think you just send him a photo of your face.
The black water he's running out of is what's happening. What I will say now is, again, what you're saying, having a singers replaced, but also having a separate band, is Cannibal Corpse from Chris Barnes to fucking Corpse Grinder, like
to Toilet Shouter, yeah.
Oh,
Absolutely.
Man,
yeah.
Speaking of like that, actually brings me to there's a shout out. Mick from Zealot Cult asked me to tell you you're a bollocks or a bastard. I can't remember, Richie, but there you go. I told him I'd do it anyway.
What was that in relation to?
Cannibal Corpse.
Is a dope.
Yeah. But Cannibal Corpse. Anyway, like going.
I'm not even going to even attempt.
Hill, having Corpse Grinder, George Fisher. What like, and now he is. People are like so fucking. It's almost like they only know. See, this is the weird thing. It's like they only know Cannibal Corpse with Corpse Grinder. There's a lot of people that would kind of get into it, but they'd be wearing the Butchered at Birth t-shirt. Like I have the same one right there. It's in me washing now with all my dirty socks. But you'll have that, and they wouldn't realize there was two different singers. You have Chris Barnes with 6 Feet Under, but that was the thing. I think when they kind of replaced them, it was very like Chris Barnes was like, yeah, man, that's cool. Like I'm actually going to do, because he had started 6 Feet Under just before they'd done Kill, and like there was some issues or whatever, but it seemed like the most amicable.
It's the
same of ways, like
the same with surely what are the Napalm Death with Lee Dorian and Barney. People don't even remember Lee being
That's
in the band.
Yeah, I have them down right beside it. Yeah.
I tell you what, though, is a sad one. Morbid Angel, people are not really a fan. Well, I suppose there are some people like the sort of Turkey Years or whatever, is there? Like, but I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm not a big enough fan to be able to say this is obviously crap. Like where something like Dark Angel, I would have an opinion on.
What about Skid Row, Joe? I thought you'd throw that one in. Johnny Solinger and Sebastian Bach.
Johnny Solinger's fucking awful looking.
There you go, man. That's what I'm saying. There's one for you. Did you not have a Skid Row fucking t-shirt on you one time?
Matt Fallon was the dude who was there before Sebastian Bach. So Sebastian Bach is technically the sweet number 2.
Sebastian Bach is technically a fucking gobshite.
He was a ride back in the day, Evan.
Yeah, would you have done him, would you?
No, I know a mate that just went bananas and went, look at this babe. Oh my God.
I remember you told me this, yeah.
And it was,
to be honest, he's sexy out. Fair play to him. Like, and fair play to his parents as well, Credit where credit's due.
Jeans, great jeans.
Great jeans. Tight as fuck jeans.
Wrangler.
Danielle, give us one there. Come on. One of your bests.
No, disagree.
Killswitch Engage.
I was waiting to break because it goes back and forth. This is
they're both great. Like, as in when they change from Jesse to Howard, great.
And then back.
When they change back.
And then back.
It was still great. Like there was nobody, and I liked how it was all amicable between everybody.
Yeah, very amicable.
Everybody's friends, and
I literally have my segues for amicable ones, and that was the next one I was going to do.
And it's lovely, you like hearing good stories, and
Howard actually was on a track with them.
Yeah,
with the new stuff,
he still comes back and does some stuff with them.
Oh, that's so nice. They're such a friendly band.
Oh, it's so lovely.
Do you miss out on this like I do?
Literally, I couldn't even tell you who was in the band apart from Barney and Wilma, and
I couldn't even name an album.
Barney and Wilma.
It was a great time. I'm not the biggest fan of Killswitch Engage. I never got massive into them, but
I think that End of Heartache.
Did they come out with
End of Heartache's a great
Avenged Sevenfold?
No, fuck Avenged Sevenfold.
Don't say fuck Avenged.
Not at all, man.
I like Avenged.
They're the crowd that robbed the Overkill logo. Fuck.
Whatever they did, they're fucking gack anyway. Like,
I like Avenged Sevenfold.
That's another Paul Street fan.
So, like, you know what we were saying there, Danielle, like there's so many fans who like both eras like that. Like Exodus are kind of the same. You get a lot of people who like, your man Zetro or the original dude. Or
hey, Rob Jukes, man.
Exactly. Like you get a lot of Rob Jukes fans as well. So I guess it's just a testimony to how good the bands are. That some band the singer is the whole thing. It's like I went to see the Doors. Yeah, they got Ian Astbury from the Cult to fill in for Jim Morrison, and he dressed up like Jim Morrison and did the whole thing, and people are like, "This is great." And then I went to go and see them with this dude called Rapscallions singing for them. And he was in this band called Live in the 90s and looked like Ricky Martin. And it was just fucking shit. Like, it was like this little blonde Ricky Martin dude being all like, ew.
Do you know what?
You know it's going to be.
If you could mix, just for the crack now, if you could mix a band with a singer, you force them to write a tune. I'd love to see Cannibal Corpse do a tune with Ricky Martin. Could you imagine that? Just like that's
in Spanish.
In Spanish, yeah.
I'd probably buy it, just to get rid of George,
I'd get it. I'd get the lyrics, whatever the fuck they're going to be tattooed, and I get the notation. I get it tattooed, the lyrics tattooed in my chest, and the fucking blast beat notation tattooed on my back.
Yeah, so this is one of mine. That fucking Rob Jukes was replaced by Steve Zetro, man. I was gutted over that, man. I fucking loved Rob Jukes. Some aggression.
He was really popular, really, really, really popular. But again, I think that just goes to show how much people like Exodus. That they can move around important characters like singers, and people just be like, "Yep."
True. I mean, my favorite Exodus albums would be Fabulous Disaster and Pleasures of the Flesh.
I'd love to see you do reviews of albums like Exodus, Fabulous. Richie, the Metal Cell.
But and also while we're on trash, best replacements is Ron Reinhardt replacing Don Dottie. That was
the end of my interest in Dark Angel.
I knew it. Yeah. No, I fucking think outstanding replacement because you can understand what he's saying, and he's brilliant live as well. Don Dottie. Yeah,
but it's one of those things, like the songs just totally, they weren't like evil thrash songs anymore. It was just like sort of, I don't really like Leave Scars or Time Does Not Heal.
Time Does Not Heal. Two classic albums, yeah.
It does, that's the thing.
I think a lot of it has to do with production as well, Joe, to be fair, because Darkness Descends, the production is very shitty on that, man. It's murky.
What are you talking about, man? What are you talking about, man? I love the production on that album.
We should have like a fight, like
we should like a fight.
No, like when coronavirus is over, like someone say one opinion, someone say the other. Richie's back garden sumo suits. Whoever wins is
that's actually
the opinion. Yeah, the official opinion, and it's laid down. Whatever it doesn't matter what you think. We sumo wrestle for it. Doesn't fucking matter what you think. Another one I have.
You'll have people coming in on this now, loving it.
Oh, you'll have people coming left, right, and centre. Yeah. People are always coming, like we fucking non-stop coming.
Go on, what's your 7, please?
Dillinger Escape Plan. Dimitri Minik. I can't pronounce the second name.
Is he the chess player?
He is, 3-time champion, and going to Greg Puciato. Like, I mean, that's a band now that people will love. Like both things. Do you know what I mean? Like, oh, what an arse as well. Can we have a minute just to respect that? If that's his, I thought that was his bedroom. No, is it like, yeah? But anyway, fucking Dillinger Escape Plan. Obviously, like a lot of people would just be like, Greg is the singer of Dillinger Escape Plan. But when you're starting to listen to like a lot of older stuff, like there still is so much of a hold up between like you'll get the gap. I think is it Calculating Infinity? No, I can't. Like someone's gonna fucking snap me now. Is Greg on Calculating Infinity? I loved it.
I think I'd enjoy them if I actually gave them a go. It's just it's not like I'm never going to listen to them. It's just I've never actually listened to them. Kind of
it can be.
There's a difference between like fuck them and.
Do you know what? Trying to get someone into Dillinger Escape Plan is like I find it easier to work backwards. Like if you listen to like start with Black Bubblegum because it's like
Black Bubblegum sounds like something
it's like pretty much, and watch when they played it on Conan because it's like pretty much like dun dun get. It's like their version of a pop song just to show that they can do.
You had me at
that aren't
okay,
and gradually work your way back, and then Mona Lisa because the end of that is just fucking.
And so that's the end of that.
Yeah, sure, that's the end of that. Like,
Danielle,
we're coming there a while ago.
Danielle, come on.
She's after fucking goosing there, look.
So Joe's asleep.
No, Joe's grand, boy. Leave Joe alone. So talk shit about Joe.
I'm not talking shit about you. You're the one that said he had a cute ass when he was walking to the Jacks.
He does have a cute arse. Like, what am I? That's not talking shit. That's talking about where
that's all
he
the shitting
shits.
about in the house that I've been doing over the last year.
Yeah. Girl, keep it up. I love the way Danielle froze now at the fucking perfect time. You look great, girl. What was that? Stop. No, actually, yeah, no, I need to get a cut, but like...
We're just waiting for...
Stop.
If Howard was here now, to be a naked body straight away.
Yeah. Oh, fuck, no. People don't want that. She's gone now, man. Anyway. Fuck her.
Gone. Fucking hell. It was good while it lasted, man.
Yeah. Good night, everybody. You've been watching the Metal Cell podcast.
It was all that vodka she was drinking. Fuck's sake.
Yeah. If that's what she gets for fucking feeding it to a computer, it's not how it works. Like, it's not handing over a drink. I'm going to take a piss, but also, don't edit any of this out. Edit it.
You're always the same. You're always the same.
Wait.
I'm going to
watch this. Oh, no, wait. I'm going to give you a perfect... This is going to be sick editing. Are you ready? 3, 2, 1. Danielle?
Oh, lads. Got it sorted. Internet sorted.
The magic of clicking your fingers. I don't know why people don't...
mobile data, lads.
I don't know why people don't click their fingers more when they want something. Like, do you know?
Still waiting for Virgin Media to sort me out.
Fair play. Anyway, that was
any other ones there, Danielle, that we didn't cover?
Phil Anselmo from...
Yeah. Terry Glaze.
And Slipknot.
Yeah, I think they're very, like...
They're obvious.
I think, Black Flag, Keith Morris to Henry Rollins.
Yeah,
like we have circle jerks and everything, but I think I love Black Flag, but I think I hate both of them. Like...
I can't deal with him after...
Keith Morris, I
can't deal with Henry Rollins after...
I joined
Sons of Anarchy. Like, not as him as a singer, as a person, but he played such an asshole in Sons of Anarchy. It's hard to separate them.
The art from
that's a good thing on his behalf. He acted it so well.
Yeah. Is he a good actor? I never watched Sons of Anarchy now, but I don't know.
Years ago.
That season, it's rough. Like, he plays an actual asshole. Like,
do you know my thing about Keith Morris is the fact that any chance he'll get, any single chance he'll get, he'll start talking about like how he was right with Black Flag and blah blah blah, and I'm like, all right, man. But it's like he's on more documentaries about Black Flag than anyone in Black Flag is in. Do you know what I mean? It's like, all right, okay, we get it. It's like you're obviously fucking butthurt. And I respect that, but circle jerks are big enough. Do you know what I mean? It's like when lads kind of sit there needing to tell their side of the story, and once they've said it 10 times, it doesn't mean it's done. They need to say it another 10 more times just so people can fucking like be on their side. It's like, all right, man, it's done. No one gives a shit.
Joe, have you any?
What about Rainbow? Because people love Ronnie James Dio, but they had some pretty big hits.
Ronnie James Dio.
But they had some pretty big hits, didn't they, with Joe Lynn Turner and the rest of the dudes. And I think, didn't he had a spell in Deep Purple as well later? Just like, that would be awful to be someone's least favourite singer in Rainbow and Deep Purple, and Black Sabbath or whatever.
Does Dio just replace the most amount of singers, like with fucking Black Sabbath as well? Does he have the most amount of singer replacements for big bands?
That's a good one, actually. Yeah.
I don't know. Was he in Deep Purple? I'm not sure. Was Ryan James Dio in Deep Purple?
Dio was never like so.
No, he wasn't
the guitar player.
No, he wasn't.
The guitar player in Deep Purple left to join
Richie Blackmore. Yeah.
Yeah, went to join Dio and then made Rainbow and then booted him out. I guess it's one of those things, isn't it? Like Richie, Halloween fan. Do you even care about any of their stuff after the 80s? Does anyone care about?
No interest.
Yeah, it's just some dude, isn't it? Like it's
so like mentioning Deep Purple and Halloween. I remember when I was getting guitar lessons in Kilkenny, there was Deep Purple and Halloween stuff that I was forced to learn, and they're like, I can't even remember the fucking name of the songs now. But they were things that
was
they
the
were
Keeper
like,
of the
these are the
Seven
bands that you
Keys
have to
show,
watch.
was it?
Like,
was that one of their albums, Keeper of the Seven Keys or something?
Yeah, that's obviously coming off memory and not the internet. No,
they had like their original guitar player, Kai Hansen, was the singer. And then they got another singer in, and like this was in the 80s, all their stuff was very popular. And then both those dudes left the band, and it was just like, you know, the janitor and some other dudes. And they got
I'm reading Harley Flanagan's book actually, and he
right now
they toured. Halloween toured with the Cro-Mags.
Did they fuck?
Yes. Mayhem. They got the shit kicked out of them. All the Halloween fans.
Hello, yeah, but I can't imagine Cro-Mags.
Like, I like the Cro-Mags, but like
I love Cro-Mags.
Like Halloween or like
how could you put the two of them together?
Band, like, you know,
that sounds ridiculous. Like,
how could you put the two of them together? That's what they like. It was like a
releases at the same time. That's how you put them together.
I think it was like
it's like a bad Tinder match or something.
Yeah, 5 or 6 days.
Yeah, but they can have the best nights.
Horrific.
And their stage setup forced the Cro-Mags literally. They'd only like 5 or 6 feet of space, and they had to come out and play. And all the crowds that were coming weren't come to see Halloween; they were coming to see the Cro-Mags in certain areas. Yeah. So when Halloween started up, then when they came on, there was just all the Halloween fans got the shit kicked out of them. Repeatedly.
Well, that's just fucking like if that kind of shit happened, like, and that'll happen now.
Shown off the tour.
Do you know, like that'll happen at like like bigger festivals, like we'll say Bloodsuck or Download, where people want to pit for the band 2 bands after whoever's on. Do you know what I mean? Like if you want to say like for a Slipknot or something, if you want to like pit for Slipknot, you'll be there at whatever time.
11 in the morning. I've been there.
And and people are just fucking like, you're like, if you're the type of guy that goes there, and like I hope like if anyone watching this has done that, you're a dickhead. Like, it's like,
thanks.
Like just you are a fucking dickhead, and you're not proving that you are a fucking hard man or a fucking hard woman or anything. You're actually just an asshole. You're going there. I went to be there. I stood there for like 12 hours with Emma because I wanted to be at the very front to see Slipknot as best as I could.
You did that for Sonosphere?
Sonosphere, yeah. 12 hours. Didn't eat.
She nudged myself and Timmy out of the way, yeah.
You're an
the heads off you.
Yeah. I'm
a dick.
As if that ever happened.
But it's like keep your opinions to your fucking self. Let that band play. There's people around you that want to actually listen to that band. It's like you sitting there being like, this band is shit, I'm gonna throw stuff. It's like you're actually
that's awful. I hate that.
Fucking spastic.
I hate
it's like
that.
What are you trying to prove? It's like when like Bloodstock put out the live videos, they'll do like the thing and then like a bottle will throw and it'll zoom in on that one guy and it'll just go legend, absolute fucking legend. This guy doesn't give a shit about anything that other than what he likes. What a fucking legend. He's probably got a massive dick. Fuck that shit, man. Just fucking wait for the thing you like. If you don't like it,
that's exactly what we were doing.
Don't get fucking spasticated. Like, that's Danielle. This is the good thing about you now. You'll wait 12 hours.
I will, and I will get belted in the head with bottles of piss quite literally, and be like, "Oh, that smells. I'm going to keep standing here."
It'll be worth it when I get my release for what I want.
A Download where they were literally throwing a bag of shit from one of the sides to the other side.
It's not a catheter. What's it? There's some lad running after being like, no.
I just can't think of anything. If you're going to see your favorite band ever and getting punched in the face, like it's like, why would you want to?
Yeah, what would you do?
This amusing experience with getting boxed.
Could you imagine going to see like Westlife or One Direction and getting a box in the face and a belt of a bag of shit? Like that wouldn't happen.
Oh, I don't know, man. Depends if they were playing Download or not. Like
Download, and the fact that you have to walk.
So, what was the worst? What was the worst gig, Danielle? Then for you in relation to getting fucking hit with objects and stuff.
What was the most amount of shit you've been hit with at a gig? Like
objects you've been hit with, Danielle. Yeah. Sonosphere was pretty bad, and Download.
Was that far Slipknot? Like people were throwing stuff.
No, like a download. I was just waiting for Rammstein. That's what I was waiting for.
Class.
That was the closest I ever came to dying at a gig.
Really?
On a serious note, I was like, oh yeah, cool. Been standing here for like hours. Great.
Not eating.
Yeah, of course I wasn't eating.
Yeah,
you were up front, like.
I wasn't drinking or anything. I was literally just standing there. Right, I'm going to get to the front for Rammstein.
That's just waiting for death. Like you were literally waiting for death.
And I'll never forget. Like it got closer, like got tighter and tighter. And like I'm 5'1", and I was like, okay, grand, cool. They came on. The worst part was that 30 Seconds to Mars were on before him, and I thought I was safe. Can
he sing that live now?
30 Seconds to Mars. This was 2013, so it was a long time ago. But
can he like
stop interrupting, Evan? For fuck's sake!
Sorry, I'm just fucking. We were talking about getting shit thrown at you, and I got excited. Like
they had the whole big beach balls thrown out into the crowd, which was quite fun and whatever. Mm-hmm. But then anyway, came to Rammstein, and I'll never forget. I was just like. I couldn't see a fucking thing. I didn't know what song was playing. I hadn't a clue what was going on because I was just submerged. And I was like, okay, the crowd's going this way, I'm going this way. It's going that way, I'm going that way. And eventually somebody was like, this girl needs to get out. She's tiny. Like, she needs to get out. And I was like, I don't want to be a bother, but okay, please take me out. And they couldn't get me out because it was just so... I was like, okay, this is my life now. And I remember just being like, okay, I'm either going to break a bone or I'm not going to come out of this.
Hi, guys.
Or do both.
Hello.
Helen. Is that Helen? You, big legend?
No, that was Ruben.
That is a big legend. Still two big legends.
But when like after all that now with Rammstein, with the amount of fire, like that alone, I'd be in fucking... You come out with a 10, like...
I came out, I'll never forget, it was like being reborn. I remember some legend of a security guard pulled me out and I was like... out. And it was like this whole... Like my ears were like this, and then it was like, oh, I can hear, I can see. Oh my god, there's Rammstein. It was literally like this whole. I was like, oh, and I was on top, and I could see all of the crowd. I could see all of and then I got pulled over, and they were like, go, like security, and I was like, okay.
So I hopped on stage anyway, like.
So I beat Hill. No, but anyway, I was like, whoa, and I walked over to the side, and I never felt sweat like it. My hair was drowned. It was the most disgusting I've ever felt.
Like, what? Like, was it a 10-minute period or 5-minute period?
It was more. It was about 40 minutes.
Okay, so you weathered it till 40 minutes.
As far as we could weather it, we weathered it like. Okay. And but then I look back, and someone tried to pull Emma out, but she was I couldn't see where she was, and I was standing there. I was like, where the fuck is she? Watching the gig.
Can we ever see where Emma is? Like,
but eventually she got pulled through and she ran over, and that's when the two of us came over. It was like you know, like that stupid scene at the end of a war movie, where it's like,
yeah. Outside the kebab, the fucking like line of food thing, the kebab thing.
The two of us were at the side, like, and then the two of us like held each other and watched Rammstein, like.
Yeah, I love it. Absolutely love it.
Dripping in sweat. Like,
I was talking to Rob out of the Exploited, you know. I was asking Rob about trouble in the gigs, you know, especially down the front, and as a bass player, would he have been aware of it? And he definitely described a few situations where he was. Would you be conscious of that? Or are you more into the music at the...
Well, sure, I suppose if there's something horrendous happening in front of you, you'll just be like, holy shit. We used to play in this place called the Heretic Club in Bordeaux, and like it was a really hardcore place where most of the people coming to the gigs were like skinheads or fans of punk and stuff like that. And this wee super tiny venue. But like this guy up at the front had a big massive gash in his head. We were just like, anyway, and continued playing on. And then he was like kind of slumped over the monitor, like, and was completely unconscious. That's the only time we've ever stopped a gig to be like, right, we need to get
help.
This dude some medical help.
We need to get our monitors fixed because they're just, I'm not getting
dripping on
here.
them.
Like,
yep.
Yeah.
It's funny you say about Bordeaux, because the first time I went to Hellfest, I flew into La Rochelle.
Yeah.
I went to get went to get a train to Nantes for Hellfest. And there was a train strike, as there always is in France.
Yep.
And I started drinking with a few Irish lads. And we're like, oh, yeah, the train strike's over. Let's get the train. And we got on the train and we were like, la, la, la. And then we had drinks. We ended up in Bordeaux. And I don't know if anyone knows geography of France, because I don't.
Can I just say, Bordeaux is actually the first place I ever landed a heel flip. No, that's fucking 100% true.
Well, then I'm delighted that I was there. I'm delighted.
So go on, where's Bordeaux in relation to Nantes?
Okay, so if you fly into Dublin and you want to go to Donegal,
about 45 heel flips away.
But you end up in Cork. That's where I ended up.
Okay,
that's the exact same thing. So yeah, that's my. Did
you get the Hellfest? Did you?
I did, and Joe, the lads that I met, like that I got lost with, that myself and Emma got lost with, are still friends. We're still like best friends with to this day.
That was all the Galway crew.
That's how I know the Galway crew. It's because I met.
Yup, with the Galway crew.
Met Curly and Irla on that trip. And that's how I met.
No better people to meet as well, like.
No better people.
Anyway.
Sure, at least we're on Zoom podcasts anyway, lads. No one can do it to us.
But did you see the updates on Hellfest?
No.
I've been watching Ben Bordeaux, alright, yeah. I'd be keeping fairly regular because I really want to go.
It has to be 2022, yeah.
It has
I feel like...
No, but it won't be because he has said if 2021 doesn't go ahead, we're going to go insolvent. Like it's.
Oh. Or as a business, like it's just.
It's a business.
That's the thing. And the bigger bands, like it's one thing of like looking at it as a local thing. It's like, oh, we'll do this. We'll pool our money together. But when you get bigger, it is a business. Like I was watching Craig Reynolds, who's the drummer in Straight from the Path. He did a podcast with Matt. Apparently it's pronounced Hafey, not Heafy, but anyway. But he was doing a thing with them, and like it literally is like talking about the difference, like what level people are on, that like, you know, it hurts local bands. And don't get me wrong, like we're even fucking sitting in an EP, and at times I love it, at times I'm like, do you know what, we'll scrap it, we'll never do it. Like the amount of up and downs I go through, but I'm not financially dependent on that. I think, you know, don't get me wrong, there's some people going to take this wrong, but whatever, like I don't give a fuck. But like financially support local bands. Obviously always keep buying local band stuff, but I feel like sooner or later we will start seeing bigger bands dropping off, and it's not because they don't want to do it, it's not because any other thing, it's because they were in a position where this is their life, this is their business. Like we've seen things with Mastodon. I believe Bill Kelleher was putting up things that he was doing, like I don't know, gardening things or some kind of construction stuff, just to pay for it. Like, you know,
he's a landlord as well.
Yeah, like to be honest now, if I fucking won a shit ton of money,
you're wealthy.
Now, Richie, do you know what? You're wealthy if you're on the road, but when you're on the road for a year.
Hey, I'm just putting it out there now.
No, you're right. No, because it's funny you say that, because for my birthday, Pete bought me a signed Mastodon record and some Mastodon pics for my birthday.
Some legend.
You sold them for how much?
He paid 100 and something for them.
Fair fucking play.
And it was all from Bill Kelleher. They bought them.
Yeah.
And it's all Bill who does all of this.
Sending
and
it off.
You're like, whoa, Bill's doing all. But Bill's the boy who's got 2 kids and a wife, and that's who he has to support. And that's he doesn't have a pension. He doesn't have this. He doesn't have that.
Yeah.
He's thinking of his future. He's not being greedy. He's thinking of his future and his 2 sons. His 2 sons are teenagers. When you think of it that way, you're like, oh Jesus.
Yeah.
Like,
Joe, what do you reckon Mastodon are turning over a year? A successful year? Are
like
you
of actual
like
touring? Like
the bass player from Testament, whenever he quit there about 4 or 5 years ago, was getting
Greg.
175 quid a gig. So he was, you know. So
like he's getting
and like he's a founding member of Testament, like, you know.
Yeah.
So there's definitely a big thing with, see, a lot of like your favorite bands, like say someone like Anthrax, the reason why they don't have the original lineup is because if we get the original dude in, we have to give him a fifth, you know. We can get someone we can pay a couple of $100 a gig to, you know.
Yeah.
So like I don't know, man. Like I know that like people like really high earners in that kind of scene, like Dave Ellison from Megadeth, make like $1,000 a gig. But like there's guys in wedding bands in Ireland, making that sort of money, you know. Like there's a big reality. Like I'd say Macedon, as you were saying, Evan, man, like it's a feast or a famine. If those dudes are on tour all the time and like 100%. Kicking it out of the park, selling hundreds,
you're
of
selling your product
night,
there,
and that's what it is. It's like it's selling T-shirts is what's keeping
100%
afloat, you know. So like if they're like Municipal Waste, like sell £5,000 worth of merch at one gig, like, you know. That's how touring becomes an option. But fuck knows, like there's load of bands like was it Anathema? Didn't they quit over the lockdown? They said, listen, we're gonna have to go and find other jobs and stuff here. Or?
Is that the band, or am I thinking of it like kind of not droney now, but like kind of
they're from Liverpool. They're not a million miles away. Paradise Lost kind of stuff. The thing is, like you have to recognize, man, that if you're not making a living off what you're doing, of your art, right? Say if it subsidizes your living or whatever, your first like duty has to be just as a human being to like take care of your life, like, you know. And it's kind of one of those things that like if you make sure that the rest of your life is ticking really well, then you can invest more time happily into your hobby, you know. And like it's really, really important to make that sort of distinction, to be like it's not a race or a competition. The idea is to try and live your life as well as you possibly can, and also be in a band as a side thing to that, you know. It's like playing golf, but you're not fucking going nuts and playing golf 7 days a week in the rain, you know.
Like you're taking your music serious, but you don't take life serious in that sense, you know. And I love that. Like
that's the right sort of attitude to have.
Absolutely,
about it, to be honest, man. But like, like we're really happy with how it's kind of weird. Like we've had the same drummer for like 20 years or 15 years, and he left there last year. So we had this fill-in guy doing the album, James, who was really great. But yeah, like people have really responded to kind of a bit of a different like sort of take on it, and like we've never charted on the Billboard in the USA before, and we charted on this album. So
really,
that's fantastic. That's fantastic.
New artists. Like we've only been a band for fucking 19 3/4 years, and it's like new artists.
So there's different
that's
stuff
fantastic,
going on.
Joe.
That's actually amazing.
That wouldn't normally happen because you're not touring. There's other stuff there.
Yeah, but I think that's because the label that like we're with, like Prosthetic, we're like really like gung ho about being like, right, okay, you know. Like in the last couple of years, there's been a big, huge move from people listening and checking out music on YouTube and stuff to checking it out on Spotify pretty extensively. Like, and they changed the ways that the Billboard recognizes stuff nowadays. So
takes plays
like,
from YouTube.
Like 100,000 plays counts as X. So like because we got like really good Spotify numbers since the album came out. That's why it's kind of charted, you know.
And how did you do on merchandise and sales without touring?
Like
not enough to hang up that picture. Anyway, I'll tell you that.
I know. I'm gonna get a boy to come round.
Like I don't know, deals. Is there deals up in the north?
Yeah, he'll open a business like.
But how did the merch go, Joe? The merch.
We did like a T-shirt for the Capitol riots or whatever, like where there was like someone holding up the Iced Earth guy's skull and stuff like that, and that went over really well, you know. And I think sometimes doing those sort of things is good, but look, man, you wouldn't want to be sitting trying to make a living out of it. Like that's what of course, we're saying earlier is that it's so important to sort of tend the bushes of your regular life, and then whatever good stuff that happens with your band, you know, will seem just like good luck Whereas, like, if you're depending on that sort of shit to go well, anytime it goes badly, you're, as you said, you're going to be like, fuck me, like, you know, is nature picking on me here or something like that?
Yeah.
You know?
And that's a mental. I mean, like, you have like what, like fucking nearly 100,000 listeners or something like that monthly.
Yeah.
And like
I remember lads in college being like, oh my god, Gambomb are fucking class. You should listen to Gambomb.
Do you know what I'll tell you now?
It was 10 years ago.
When I remember when John joined Ye, hearing like back home, like both of us being from Kilkenny, but being like, oh, John joined Gambomb. Like, I knew your
guitarist.
name. Yeah, your guitarist. But I knew the name Gambomb. Haven't listened to him, but I thought in my head, like from the amount of people at home that listen to Gambomb, and like you will be played at sessions. Like I remember, like, but I just thought you were this big American band that I actually remember even like when Richie, when you were like, oh, Joe's going to come on a few podcasts, I was like, oh, fucking hell. And I started like doing a bit more research on Gambomb, just being like,
they're from Newry, man. What the fuck?
But I was like, at the same time, like I'd seen videos, like I've watched videos done. You know, it's not like I was just like knew the name, but like in my head, like, and what year did John join ye?
Fuck man, he's been in the band 10 years already. Like,
2010, 2011. Like, he
had a class mid-year style moustache like yourself at the time.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I saw that comment. That was sick. Do you know what? John's solo stuff, I don't even know if he put it on bank. Maybe he did or not. But I remember, did he? Man, that shit was just like any time he posted on, which he doesn't post much on Facebook.
No.
But every fucking time he posted, I was just like, this is one of the heaviest.
It was the guy from Cold War, the singer from Cold War, the drummer from 6 Feet Under, and John doing Misery Index. And
the drummer from Cold War, did you say?
Oh no, it was the singer.
The singer,
from
yeah.
Is he
same? Is that same guy from Senzar?
Yes.
I'm not sure.
Yeah.
It is, yeah.
Tattooed face. I don't know why. I think he was just like, John's like a pretty Wall Streety type dude in real life.
Yeah.
he works in the city of London and stuff, so I think he was like, right, okay.
I remember John with dreads, like,
yeah,
you know, back in the day, like, we all had dreads. There was a fair
few in Kilkenny with dreads.
We all had dreads in Kilkenny, like, you know, we had some crack as well.
I can't believe you had dreads, Evan.
Imagine Kilkenny, a big hurling town, all these fucking Rastafarian white dudes walking around the place.
No, but I'm telling you, if you could actually make out of, like, there's a lot of people from Kilkenny now, like, I don't know if anyone remembers A-Trax Mantis, but T, and I will send this to him.
Was Cycle Fly not from down around that part of the world as well? No,
from
Cork.
Or Cycle Fly from Cork.
Cork.
No, it's
Curb Dog.
Yeah, we always have them, but like A-Trax Mantis were like, and do you know what? I was actually listening to A-Trax Mantis 2 or 3 days ago. I know Daw recorded. I can't remember who Daw recorded and mixed it. I don't know who mastered it, but the shit still holds up with, like, it's very Cannibal Corpse. So, like, T, if you're listening, which I'm going to tell you to listen to this exact moment now, but fucking A-Trax Mantis they actually supported Cannibal Corpse. They used to play a lot of gigs with Slave Zero and stuff as well. Oh my god,
Slave Zero, wow.
Slave Zero, yeah, with Bob used to play with John, like, oh man, Bricktop, another Bob band. Like, man, we should do a whole separate podcast on just
Kilkenny,
bands like Kilkenny. Yeah, I'm waiting to do that. Like, I really want to fucking
legend indeed.
Let's do that at some point.
Do you know what? We'll get Bob Ryan on it. Do you know? We'll get Bob Ryan on it.
You make the connection, dude.
I'll sort it out. I'll tell them what the entry fee is. I'll take the entry fee, and we'll never talk about the entry fee again.
Okay, cool. So you've been listening to the Metal Cell Forums. I want to thank my beautiful and happy co-hosts, Danielle, Joe, and Evan.
Thank you very much, Richie.
Whoop.
Y'all hit that subscribe button, people, and thanks for listening, and take care.
Love it.
Metal scene.